All right, good evening and welcome to News Sources. Tonight, we are staying matters, numbers, politics, and the economy.
Well, doctors are still on strike as those seeking medical services in public hospitals are waiting for a decision tomorrow. What is more, there is a cash crunch in public schools. They don't have money to run their operations.
Well, then there is the news of Shabaab militants cutting away BVR kits in Mandera, and it's not clear why they stole them. This is News Sources. I'm James Smart. Indeed.
Indeed, it is. My name is Dennis Onsarigo. The highlights at this hour.
The manipulation was done to ensure that single-digit numbers, such as the ones listed above, can be used to register foreigners or even those without IDs.
We have set up a team of registration officers and ICT operators in our commission who are conducting the further cleanup.
Tumejenga Western Kenya upya. Tunataka tujulikane na tuheshimike.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to News Before News. This is News Sources. Now, let's start with a shoot that militants believed to be Al-Shabaab fighters have attacked a police station in Mandera, destroying communication equipment, while at it made away with 4 biometric voter registration kits, the BVRs. It's not yet clear where the police officers were at the time of the attack or if a single shot was fired, and why did Al-Shabaab steal the BVR kits? My name is James Smart. Having a bit of a wording is being a problem, but Dennis Onsarigo, course of the program, Bailey Muirori, Roslyn Obala, and our resident analyst, of course, Oruko here. Gentlemen, lady, Al-Shabaab, let's put it out there. Al-Shabaab have denied claims that they had anything to do in Kenya today. They're usually very happy to be associated with claims, but they say on the Kenyan case, absolutely nothing. We have nothing to do with it, Dennis.
It's many things because Al-Shabaab always admits accept liability or responsibility. But on this one, Al-Shabaab is saying we were not involved, and we are happily quoting them as media. So it is not clear what exactly happened in Mandera. No single shot was fired, but these individuals decided to walk out with our BVR kits. You will imagine there could be an election in Somalia that we don't know about.
But it's useless if they steal an entire BVR kit. It's not like it's connected to some grid where they could just, automatically either add numbers or delete numbers. Completely useless, Roslyn.
Maybe there is also I think we should also look at it differently, that Al-Shabaab has always come out to say that they were behind the attacks when there are casualties involved. But in this case, initially we were told there were casualties, and when the Interior Minister came up and said there were no casualties, nothing happened, it was only the kids. It leaves a lot, because why would they pick the kids? Because I don't think that the same that are being used in Somali elections.
Billy, I must ask, should we be believing, because the position you're putting here is to believe a statement that has come from Interior Ministry and a statement that comes from Al-Shabaab. It's quite a difficult position to be in, but here we are.
I think we have overplayed this incident. To me, it comes out as just an ordinary Al-Shabaab attack, but and I think it's valueless to whatever beliefs that Al-Shabaab usually have. There is nothing that is really would cause really much pain as far as those 4 things are concerned. So I consider it just a normal incident, and I think we are overplaying it. It is valueless to Al-Shabaab's mission.
Oruko, the question of us, I must ask you this again, us believing that either we have to believe our government and what it says, or have some, sort of credibility and giving Al-Shabaab credibility on them saying we didn't attack Kenya, so we believe them, and the government says Al-Shabaab attacked us. So who should we believe?
Okay, before we believe, let us also look at the perfect Al-Shabaab tactic. This one looks very cowardly to link to Al-Shabaab.
Well, the others are usually cowardly. Actually,
no. Coward in the sense that they didn't kill anybody, they just walked in and took very useless things called BVR kits. That makes it cowardly for them. That is not their league. They're a bit vicious, they go with the numbers. They kill 60, 70, 80 people, maybe twin bombs and all that. So if you have been following the acts of terror, this one is not an Al-Shabaab kind of way of doing things.
So this is not, as I want to compliment this, this is not an act of failure, this is an act of theft by Al-Shabaab.
Yes.
Al-Shabaab is
Some,
known for stealing stuff.
Yes, it's stealing simple things. Blood.
And after heavy casualties.
Yes.
And, but Smart, you will remember that the government of the day did tell us a month ago that there's a chance that if we don't go manual, then Al-Shabaab are likely to hack the process.
Yes.
I don't know how.
Yes.
I don't know if our director, in fact, has that clip of the cabinet secretary for ICT about a month ago making the same promise that, that if we don't go manual, Al-Shabaab, who are known, to be enemies of the country, they in fact would, strike. It strikes on those similar, tones, Billy.
Al-Shabaab is not known for stealing things. Even when they attack Westgate, they don't have the time and space to carry anything.
So can you dismiss this with the contempt reserve that we are being lied to? There's something.
And while still at it, also let him say, I've heard him use the word that it's a normal Al-Shabaab attack. What is this normal Al-Shabaab? Al-Shabaab?
No, it's not.
The acts are very bad. They are very. You can't call it normal. What is a normal attack? The Al-Shabaab attack.
This is a normal theft incident.
No.
Which is being blamed on Al-Shabaab.
This looks like an normal Al-Shabaab attack.
Al-Shabaab is actually very ashamed to be associated with that kind of an incident in a police station.
Roslyn, help us here. So what exactly is going on? Because for Kenyans who woke up today, they're told that there was an incident and in Mandera, Al-Shabaab attacked an AP camp where 21 police officers were and, cutted away BVR kids. What are we to make sense of what happened today?
For me, I think that we should try to shy away from focusing on this issue of Al-Shabaab and just ask ourselves, was it just a normal theft that somebody just came and took the BVR kits? Because of late, we've seen leaders talking about the BVR kits and people manipulating figures with the elections. So I think we need to go beyond the Al-Shabaab attack and just think, will it have been just a normal human activity that we are trying to link to Al-Shabaab?
A normal human activity.
Yeah, we are being prepared for something. And this relates to what he said, that maybe Al-Shabaab may have cutted away something that at the end of the day may interfere with
will make sense in the future
at some point.
Let's also look at it this way. Suppose even Al-Shabaab had stolen the 4 BVR kits. What impact would that have in the current
We don't know yet. Maybe we may come.
What impact?
you'll have another 100 stolen tomorrow.
Yes.
And blame it on Al-Shabaab.
I think we have overplayed this thing, and let's just treat it as
it's a serious matter. I think they're asking. It's not a question about playing. It's actually a logical question. Why would Al-Shabaab still be there? Why would Al-Shabaab attack Kenya and not kill anyone? Just walk in and walk out.
Because the question now is, has it been confirmed that it is actually Al-Shabaab that carried out the attack?
The minister said so, as far as I know.
And the IG was also there.
The IG was there, so
I think that is on the other.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, it's many things. And this country is a country full of surprises. You just never know.
Yes.
Maybe tomorrow Al-Shabaab will say we took them, but we have returned them. Was an idea. Now, Opposition Chief Raila Odinga is back with new revelations of what he says is an ongoing scheme to inflate voter registration numbers. Raila shocked registration clerks yesterday after names of individuals popped up from the BVR registration kits when single and double-digit ID numbers were entered into the machine. Listening to the Opposition Chief.
The manipulation was done to ensure that single-digit numbers, such as the ones listed above, can be used to register foreigners or even those without IDs. These could be virtual voters, non-existent human beings being included in the IBC register to create room for ballot stuffing during elections.
Smart, you go first. What does this mean?
Well, it's another allegation on top of another allegation. And I think IBC responded. But the immediate question I think being raised and what has not been responded to substantially from those allegations is how you have those ID numbers which look different from any other numbers that we have. But on top of it, linking former cabinet secretary who has been and is known to have experience with the electoral management system. I think that needs to be answered substantively so that to allay any fears that the opposition chief has.
Where does this leave this voter register we're trying to create?
You know, Dennis, there are some times when I just want to believe that Raila Odinga is lying. I just want to believe it. But then he says something about voters being registered in Uganda. You think it's a lie. An MP is arrested there. And, you know, you can never know these things. And this is part of the problem. IBC must come out now, because elections now, it's very clear, are very serious business. Most African states always fail at election time. Even if you ask Museveni in Uganda, he'll tell you he went to the bush the moment elections in 1980 were rigged. Of course, you have seen the Gambia and many other examples, you know. This matter is now becoming a very serious issue that requires a serious intervention by the electoral management body. They must do something.
Roslyn, IBC has had this confidence crisis for a very long time, trying to create it now, trying to get the entire public together to support them. The new IBC chairman is trying to say, you know what, as far as we're concerned, things are in order. Can this man be believed to deliver a credible, free and fair election?
I think the new incoming team has a big job in their hands, because remember when they were coming in, there was this issue of double registrations. And just barely when they were just setting in office, you remember they gave us a figure of 280,000 double registration. That's a very big number for election, which is just some months away. And because of that, I think it brings in the urgent need to do an audit. And even before we do that audit, can we hear from IBC that they are even going to clean that register before they even do the audit? Because for now, it is for them to get that confidence from the public. Because if they don't get it, I don't think they will even have it when we are going to the elections.
Billy, Raila Odinga's claims, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, what Raila Odinga is saying is also, it needs to be investigated, because you see, when we talk about technology, there are challenges that come with technology. And I think this is one of the areas where we need to really look at the challenges that will come with technology, because sometimes even normal gadgets, even TV station, you fix everything, but then when the moment comes for it to work, then it failed. So I think this is something that needs to be investigated, and I consider it a technology challenge that needs to, but now that falls under the IBC's.
I don't agree with you when you talk about technology, because these things can always be manipulated. They're always human error. And anyway, these technologies are handled by human beings.
That is
so
why
if
you are
we
calling
start
for a manual backup on everything, because technology fails.
I thought in this case, the IDs are manual. They have been cooked somewhere. That's what I think, what I'm understanding.
Yes.
That fake IDs manually prepared.
And they popped up
with some very strange numbers.
Yes.
Are the ones being used. So let's, for a minute, just spare the machines. And let us look at what is happening. Who is drafting? Who is creating these false, these fake IDs?
Let's stay with it, and let's get the Electoral Boundaries Commission side. And it says that the commission has meanwhile dismissed opposition's chief claims, saying the ID numbers in questions appear to be genuine and real. For real people, I beg your pardon. Chebukati, who assumed leadership a few weeks ago, also moved to distance his new established commission from any wrongdoing. Take a listen.
The commission is working closely with the National Registration Bureau to clean up all the shared IDs. In addition, we have set up a team of registration officers and ICT operators in our commission who are conducting the further cleanup. The commission will also make available the provisional register to the members of the public for verification. The commission wishes to emphasize that malpractices such as double registration will be firmly dealt with according to the law. Those who are registering twice, that's the message to them. It will not stop there. We shall take the necessary action, and the law will take its course.
All right, I must say this. If you look at Chebukati and his demeanor and how he wants to deal with this, it's a contrast on what Issa Kassan was. Issa Kassan would have come guns blazing, blaming the opposition, and this is someone who's saying, I'm auditing this process, and you're bound to believe him. You're bound to say he's coming from a good place. I think that's a start.
Smart. I mean, Samuel Kivitu did the same. and he messed up an entire election.
Dennis, let's look at the
Yeah.
future.
No.
Let's not be
Let's look at the
negative.
past. We
Let's
learn
look
from
at
the
History is important.
we learn
Support
history is important.
Very important.
History sets the
While
pace
history is
for the
important,
future.
we,
Okay.
we also have to predict our future.
So if
it's important. They're all important.
No.
Yeah.
Based on history.
we cannot be registering people and things continue popping up, and you have a commission chairman who keeps on saying we will clean up this thing. We have 7 months on election. This election is a do or die thing for millions and millions of people in this country.
Let me remind you. Let me
Yes.
remind you. This will be our 12th election in this country.
No problem. This is very different.
No, it's not different. It means that this country will have another 12 elections. So it's not do or die.
It is an election.
Billy.
An election must not be a do or die for anybody.
Thank you, Billy.
But what we are saying is that the IBC is also facing a lot of challenges. But these problems that keep coming up, it's good that they are also coming up early so that they can be corrected. And I believe the new IBC has the goodwill to conduct free and fair election, because we know the last time the elections were not free and fair, you know what happened to this country. So I think IBC should be supported.
Was the last election free and fair? Just as you make your point, was the last election free and fair?
It was free and fair because even the Supreme Court passed their judgment that unanimously. I would have been worried if only 2 judges.
This IBC is doing something right, isn't it? They're at least coming out and saying all these claims you're talking about, we are taking them the seriousness it deserves. At least we're investigating it, at the very least.
Smart, just to pick on that, you saw even the way the chairman was reading the statement. The man is sitting on a hot seat. I'm sure even where he was thinking he was burning, and I'm sure he doesn't believe on what he says. And if you go back to what the outgoing team, where they found themselves, where the rain started beating them, was when they were making these reckless statements, whereby somebody makes a claim and you dismiss immediately, only for you to come back later and say, yes, we have done our investigations, and indeed, and the chairman is a referee in these elections. So all the players
Lady and gentlemen,
equal.
there's something you must understand, that there is an ongoing case in a court of law at the moment questioning how KPMG was awarded a contract to audit the register. This chairman is sitting here telling us there are plans to audit the register. Okay, we have no idea who's going to do this, how long it will take, Smart. So we cannot just sit here and pretend that we will have a free and fair election with this kind of issues.
Let Urugu have his say as well.
I think there's something you talked about which I was very happy about. I think I was very keen when I was watching was Reid, and the way he's glancing me from under his glasses. I think a man who is unsure of himself. But I want to, as you say, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. But he seems not to be sure of himself. That's a fact.
He just got this job 2 weeks ago.
But the problem is, he must put his feet down. After all, the Attorney General in Gambia, when things were so hot, he also put down and told Mr. Jammeh, I can't hear your application because I'm an interested party in this matter. What he needs to do is, I honestly believe that he has no capacity or expertise to tell us about that IDs are genuine. That's not his province, and it will never be. So on that score,
Thank you very much.
He has performed very badly, and we need to sack him on that business because he doesn't seem to know what he's doing.
I think this is a harsh tone. Here's the thing, and let's be faithful in this sense. This guy got his job less than a fortnight ago.
We didn't force him.
Let's walk into this, yeah? Okay? Less than a fortnight ago, okay? So his first job is, there was already a commission that was working, wasn't it? I mean, the secretariat was working.
Yes.
Okay? So when this person comes, there's a difference between the commission and the secretariat.
The same secretariat you're talking about was behind the registration in 2012. Yes. Okay, yes. Which Chepkat is saying that maybe some of the numbers you're talking about are not mine. They must have been the work of this commission in 2012. Yes. What kind of commission is this man heading? What kind of commission is this?
It is a disaster for us to always think that there is some mischief every time something comes up.
Kenya,
what we need to do, we must allow the IBC to receive all the complaints, the opposition and also the government side. They must bring out those issues that they feel are going to compromise the credibility of the election. Then the IBC must move with his speed and also correct them.
Before you go,
it's an ongoing process.
Do you think IBC knows anything about IDs, for example? You're not answering that question.
Chebukati has just come into office.
There's a department called Registration of Persons which should be telling us whether these IDs are
and that is the time we are not giving IBC to channel that complaint to the relevant authority.
Now, Deputy President William Ruto has rubbished claims by a woman who is moving to court to sue him for child support. Priska Chemtai claimed her daughter, Abby Cherop, was not being taken care of by William Ruto, who she claimed to have been a baby with. In a quick rejoinder through his Twitter account, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya says he's a good dad who is paying fully, who has been supporting the daughter, and all of you must just shut up. Smart, can we put to an end this thing?
We could if the Deputy President had, because in a couple of, exactly I think, 29 minutes ago, he tweeted again and he says, for the record, I did find Abby's mother a 90K a month job, 40K monthly upkeep ever since, and she went ahead to get her own 3 other kids though. So the Deputy President is not taking this lying down. He's saying, he's accepted that, yes, I had a baby with this woman, but I've also played my part. And now, it appears the woman is looking for something else.
Roslyn, should we put to an end this deadbeat claim to an end?
Yeah, I think it should be put to an end. The two people have spoken. The Deputy President has come out to say, and he has accepted that the child is his, and he has been taking care of the child. So we don't see why it should be a big issue. It would have only been a big issue if he denied, and the lady went ahead to prosecute. I think the question should now be, has he really been taking care of the kid?
Billy, I mean, this is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Having a woman accusing him of taking care of a child.
The Deputy President is just, is a man. And I think he has been bold enough to accept his responsibility. And I think there are people in this country who are out to make sure that William Ruto does not go beyond the deputy presidentship that he has. And when you look at also the applicants, some of these things, when you look at the applicants to that case, you can tell that it's more political than, it's more of a political issue than a social issue.
How is it political? Billy, I was with you up to the point of it's a normal thing that happened to a man, but then turning politics into it.
I have a feeling that...
Well, here's the thing. Possibly the woman could want a bit more. I mean, possibly she has all this 90K a month and 40K upkeep, whatever it is, and possibly she wants more. But that has nothing to do with politics.
The problem with the human beings, all the carnivores, when they taste blood, they still want to take more blood. I want to imagine that the Deputy President is genuine with what he has said. I don't think he is the kind of man who really will have a child out there and without whatever. But I think there's also a bit of politics in this. When you look at the applicants in that case, you can see those are people who have always had something against the Deputy President.
The lawyer of the applicant is the woman, I think.
No, for me, I think the timing says a lot. Why now?
Who doesn't know that Gitobu Imanyara is always looking after William Ruto's neck?
No, I thought Gitobu is the lawyer, not the applicant.
Yeah.
But by the way, I want to agree with him. This is a very small thing. We have a very big problem in this country about Chebukati, rigging election. Surely, as you said, the DP is a human being. Let him also enjoy, and also a rich human being.
And he has not
No.
He has taken
This is a small thing. Yeah, no. Close this case. After all, as you said, he has come out to admit that, yeah, I know the person. It's my 11-year-old girl, and I will provide all this much money, which I also don't earn anyway, which is a good deal by any standard. 90K plus 40.
I totally agree. I totally agree with the Deputy President. We must put to an end this thing. People have private lives, and this country has many other more pressing needs.
And especially,
and this was a pressing need, man. But if the dad is saying, "I've been taking care of my daughter," I mean, give this man a break.
Especially when the litigant is being represented by Gitobu Imanyara.
I've never seen news sources this, there is a homogeneity of thoughts.
Because the matter
this is brilliant, because this matter is very close to heart. Well, we're asking you an opinion question. Do you think you can vote for a candidate proposed by NASA if your favorite candidate in NASA does not clinch the presidential ticket? Do you think you can vote for a candidate proposed by NASA if your favorite candidate in NASA does not clinch the presidential ticket? At Dion Sarigo, at James Smart, hashtag news sources, at KTN News, at KTN Kenya. We're all there. Happy to your thoughts. Taking a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking to Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya.
my governor.